Disclaimer. The story contains themes of abuse, violence, bullying, trauma, death, and references and discussions about suicide, as well as having NSFW content sometimes. We are obviously not going to go to that NSFW, but if any of these themes trigger you, please advance with caution. Okay? And if you go read on your own, I better not get in trouble. Okay? Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Fuck, wait, shit, I forgot that I'm not supposed to hit my table. my water bottle did like a jump.
I get spooked.
Anyway, hello everybody and welcome back to, well, not shit. Fuck. God damn you, Pikamain! Hello everybody and welcome to a new visual novel, Violent Memoir. I'm your host Will and this is...
Pikamain, someone who forgot why I stopped wearing nail polish to begin with.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, so in order to stop biting my nails, my mom said, "Oh, try to wear nail polish," and so I did. But then I became obsessed with having the perfect nail polish, or perfect nails, bullshit like that, and it stressed me out. And now, when I tried wearing it today, I remembered, oh yeah, I fucking hate it because it stresses me out, and it's a bitch to remove.
Fair enough.
But I'm still gonna try it again.
You better try it if you're coming over here.
I prefer black nail polish. I like it.
Fair enough.
Nail polish.
Anyway, well, Memoir. Yes. Yeah.
Disclaimer.
You heard that disclaimer as the intro. Shut up. Yep. Correct. Total darkness envelops me, leaving me stranded in the lonely void. The air around me is dry, but cold, as if I was surrounded by an icy tundra. But I'm not completely alone. A single beam of light pierces through the darkness. It's blinding, but provides no warmth. My ears ring in the almost complete silence. The only noises are my own breathing, the soft pattering of my tears, and the sickly stretching sound. There's no movement around me. It's like everything has stopped, frozen in this hellish moment in time. The reality of the situation is pressing down on me, crushing me under its pressure. There are no words.
Pressure.
Pikamain!
Down on me.
Time and ambience, bitch!
Under pressure.
Nothing left to be said. It's all over. It's... Hello, good morning, beautiful.
I'm beautiful.
A click wakes me from my stupor. My attention pulled back to the handle and lock in front of me. Shaking the drowsiness out of my head, I pull the key from the door, the motion causing my white cheek fur to sway in every turn. Not wanting to waste any more time, I quickly slide the key into my pocket and push through the door. First thing I notice is the smell. The room has a musty odor, like it hasn't been used for a long time. At least for a few months. I guess they weren't able to rent out this room last semester. Said room is rather barren, which is to be expected. There are just 2 beds in both corners on the left of the room. Next to each of them is a small nightstand. There's a desk at the end of the right bed and a closet at the end of the other. It's a tight fit of a room, but it feels homely, like a warm living room. And, honestly, anything to get out of that house. I don't think I could last another day there. I suddenly feel a wave of guilt and sadness pass through me at the thought of abandoning my parents in that house. But I couldn't stay there any longer. Mom was crying, but I could see she understood. I can't imagine they liked staying there either. After all, they're almost always away on business trips. Thinking of that house makes my chest tighten, and I grip the doorknob tighter, my claws almost scratching into the metal. I grit my teeth and force myself to move. I can't become stagnant. Not again. Walking into the room, the morning sun welcomes me through the curtains and stretches across the far bed. The floor is almost completely wooden except for the small patch of carpet in front of the door. It's soft and tickles the bottom of my exposed paws. I know moving in on the first day of university isn't the smartest choice, but leaving that house is hard. It holds you there. It snares you, strips you of everything. I couldn't just leave. That was way too quiet. That's gonna be drowned out by the music. Let me do that again. Shut up, that's delayed. Shut up.
It's nice. Let me.
It is! But do that when you actually watch the video!
No!
Why? Too scared of your own voice?
Maybe.
I was drinking water,
Although-
you bitch.
Although, not as much, I think. I mean, I listen to my own voice pretty often when I'm making...
Yeah, fair enough.
I think...
I think when editing, I just ignore that it's my own voice, and I think, oh, I'm just editing for someone else. That's fine.
That doesn't work for me.
I don't know if it's what happens to me. I usually just edit at night, so I'm not exactly conscious. Fully. Smile.
You're
What?
not all there.
Yeah. My mind is on sleep. Anyway. I couldn't
I
just...
wonder what pens taste like.
apologies? What did you say?
I was wondering what pens taste like.
What,
tastes
pens or pants?
Pen. The one you write with. I tasted one. It's salty.
It's plastic!
Not this one, it's made of wood.
It's wood! Same
So
difference!
So you put toothpicks in your mouth.
You don't eat them!
You don't?
Pikamain. Pikamain, April Fool's was yesterday. Anyway.
For me, April Fool's is every day. Like last year.
Fair enough, I guess. I couldn't just leave. Not with things that they were. But in the end, I had to. Ran out of time. Oh wait. The bitch. An alert on my phone snaps me out of my thoughts again. Growing even more frustrated with myself, I trot over to the closest bed, the one across from the desk. My new bed. Leaning my carry bag against my bed and placing my laptop at the bag on top of it, I pull out my phone. 9 a.m. Only an hour before my first class of the day. When I check the alerts, it's just a few texts from Mom. It's the first episode! We couldn't even go one episode without Mother Will! Have a great day. Make sure you send photos of your new room. Love you. Oh, and don't drink too much. Or do drugs. Well, at least not any bad ones.
The bad ones?
Yeah, like addictive stuff? Illegal stuff? Or well...
There are plenty of addictive stuff out there. Well, that doesn't narrow it down.
Okay! Does that
What?
help narrow it down?
What?
Cocaine!
I didn't hear you. Discord.
I said it twice already.
I didn't hear it because
Cocaine.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
I swear to fucking Christ. Anyway. It's just a small thing, but for some reason, I can't help but feel my eyes watering. I guess I really am growing up. But I can't just settle for getting older. I came here with a single goal in mind. A fresh start. A place where I can be new me, find some friends, find a hobby, and if I'm lucky, find a goal in life. Maybe a boyfriend would be nice too. I just... I don't want to be the same person who walked out of that house yesterday.
How do you get a boyfriend?
You talk
Do you
to men.
do you capture them Pokemon style?
Pikamain, I swear to God, I'm going to disconnect from the call.
Deciding that it's probably best for me to unpack tonight after classes, I pick up my laptop bag and turn to leave. However, just in the corner of my eye, I catch sight of a little note folded on the nightstand next to my bed. I guess I missed it somehow. Not knowing how long it'll take me to walk to campus, I lunge to grab the note and spray it open. Dear Mr. Wallace Stewart.
Alex.
Oh, sorry.
Unipledge Apartments would like to inform you that the other occupant of your room will remain vacant. We are under no authority to disclose why, but do not be concerned as it does not affect you or your stay at Unipledge Apartments. Feel free to use the entire room as you please within the guidelines of conduct. Sand neutralizers are available from the front desk if necessary. They are free for all our must-lit guests such as yourself.
What are scent neutralizers?
Okay. What are they called?
Scent neutralizers. Yes, I understand that part, but like, what are they? Are they like, are they like a humidifier, or
I'd guess so.
are they like
I don't know.
home read diffuser? Are they like that?
I don't know. I have zero fucking clue. Because I can't smell, so I would never use it. Or well, I'll just always use it just in case, I guess.
I blink a few times before processing the letter. It's pretty easy to understand that I don't have a roommate, but the ambiguous wording of the letter has me somewhat concerned. And a little suspicious. I don't have time to dwell on it, though. It's already been 10 minutes since I last checked the time, so I need to hurry and make it to my first class. After 30 minutes of walking, I finally made it to Everwinter University. Despite growing up in Everwinter, I never checked out the university. When I was younger, it was just a fancy school for older guys, and I had other things on my mind during high school. Just standing underneath an archway entrance to the school, I can tell it's massive, and this is only the central hub. I'm lucky all my classes this semester are in the same area. I hate to run back and forth across town between classes. Unfortunately, I have 4 classes on Monday, and I have no idea where any of those are.
Wait, so running back and forth. It reminds me of when I went to high school, and the school. It wasn't necessarily a school building, so we didn't have a gym. So we had to go with like communal bus like across the city just to go for PE.
Ah, yes, so you have to pay tuition, but also bus.
We don't pay tuition there.
Right, yeah. Yeah. I just always went to private schools, so...
I don't know if there are. Wait, are there private schools in Sweden? Oh my god, now I'm curious. Are there private schools in... That's a D. In Sweden? Do private schools exist in Sweden? There are also privately owned schools known as independent schools. The majority of schools are run multi-publicly.
Mm-hmm. So what is the takeaway?
That yes.
Fantastic.
I'm first waste time trying to find each of them, so I don't get to explore campus and see what it has in store. Maybe another day. Most of the classes are boring and introductory, just the teachers introducing themselves and giving a synopsis of what we can expect or go through during a semester. Why did I say that in one breath? There was no need for me to do that. The first 3 classes are indistinguishable from each other. What?
Was there like what is it called now again? Dot? End of sentence.
Full stop.
Like if you if you go back to that sentence. Let's see. It is one whole sentence, so you would technically do it with one breath.
No. Shut up.
To be honest, it's hard to pay much attention. As I leave my literature class, I can't help but think about my day so far. Biology at 10 a.m., economics at 12:45 p.m., and literature at 3 p.m. I know Mondays will become tiring, especially as my busiest day, but I will admit, even though the classes are boring, it is rather exciting to experience college for the first time.
Bestie, give it a week. A month at a month, tops.
What major do you think Wallace is in? Like, what do you think they're studying? I know biology.
What? Wait, no, right. That's something that comes up later. They can not choose a major right away.
Oh right, I know some some places let you do that. I don't know if Sweden does the same.
Portugal certainly fucking doesn't.
I mean, we can like change major if we'd like, but yeah, that's about it. Rest, like schedule and stuff like that. You don't have those parts. You don't have any power over.
Yep. Anyway.
My final class of the day for today is Media and Communications, 7:30 p.m. to 5:45 p.m. An elective class I chose as a break from some of my other more intensive classes. Something more fun, I hope.
It shall be your doom.
I stand outside the door to the lecture hall. Instead of walking in, I can't help but just stare at the door handles. My own reflection is warped heavily around the long vertical cylinders, and he looks a bit nervous. A lot nervous, actually. Minutes pass as I stay frozen in front of the double doors, as if waiting for something that even I'm not aware of. There's the occasional student walking past behind me. The light pattering of steps sounds like clock hands, adding to the already tense ambiance. For some reason, this door is ominous, like it's a turning point in my life. In a way, I guess it is. It's the end of my first day at university. It's a big step. I try to run a lot of justifications through my head as to why it isn't really a big deal. It's just another class, Wallace. You've been through 3 already. This is gonna be your easiest class. It's media, after all. It's just the first day. Nothing's gonna happen. Despite all the logic, that reflective steel on the big handles on the side of looming double doors has me frightened. Maybe my nerves are finally getting to me. Get a sudden jolt from someone putting their hand on my shoulder. My entire body tenses and my head snaps to the source of whatever is touching me. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but it's just another student.
Hello, Otter!
A rather tall otter.
Oh, dude.
Okay.
It gives me such a douchebag vibe, and I love it.
Okay.
Much taller than me, though I guess that isn't particularly hard, but this guy looks like a monolith. He looks to be over 6.5 feet, if not bigger. He's wearing
Fuck, he's taller than me.
And I'm also taller than you. Haha.
Shut up.
No.
He's wearing a large...
Speaking of being taller, time to not be hunched over to the mic and actually just grab the mic and put it closer to my mouth.
Wow.
Shut up.
He's wearing a large grin on his face, his teeth peeking through, giving him a confident but approachable look. His blue eyes shimmer just as brightly as his smile.
Still asleep, man? I know that feeling. I wish I could have stayed in bed all day.
The words are...
You know something I noticed?
Yeah.
Every single time you end a line, you do like a sound.
Okay, that's a pretty good point.
Like,
I think maybe I should join an acting club if I ever go to like university. If
imagine
I want
having
to go
clubs
to-
in your university.
I mean, in Sweden we kind of do.
In Portugal, we fucking don't. The words are sincere and his voice is smooth. The medium tones give a relaxed vibe and my fur and muscles calm down from my jolt.
I guess the way you fix it is just don't breathe out as much. I guess because like most of your voices are like breathy and such, while mine aren't. So I don't make the sound, but
Oh.
you do. So maybe that's why.
Maybe we can try in his next line.
His blue button-up shirt has the top buttons undone, showing some of his chest and a glimpse at a necklace. It looks like it has some kind of trinket at the end, but I can't quite make it out. Even though I wasn't intending to, I can't help but notice how firm his chest looks behind the jewelry. His shirt's stretching out tight, like it's barely able to contain him. His physique reminds me how I haven't done any kind of sports or even exercise since my second year of high school.
You enjoy the view? We're just going to sleep again.
Didn't do as much. Didn't do it as much this time.
Wow.
You still did it after you said enjoying the view, but you didn't do it at the end.
That makes...
I don't know. For what I know, breathy. It's easier to do a deep voice if you do it breathy.
I can do a deep voice just fine.
It's still a little bit.
Well, yes, every voice is going to require you to breathe, Pikamain.
Like no breath, actually. No.
Hi, we are totally professionals.
Yes, we are definitely normal, and that's definitely why you watch our videos.
Anyway.
That makes...
Ooh, hello, microphone. Come back.
That makes me notice I've been staring a bit too long. I feel my neck fur rise back up, and I look away towards the door once again. My right ear flicks as the heat on it rises, turning the insides completely pink. All I hear in response is a light chuckle, and I see his paw reaching out, grabbing the handle. His grip is strong, and I'm able to feel the power behind it.
Hey, come on now. You'll miss the class if you don't stand up. If you stand out here.
It's not gonna be fixed in just like that.
It.
I know, I struggle with that too, but it's not gonna be fixed just like that, unfortunately.
Hold on, give me another shot. Give me another shot. Thanks. Hey, come on now. You'll miss the class if you stand out here. You'll miss the class.
You missed the class.
You'll miss a class if you stand out here.
You need to stop being funny when I'm drinking water. No, illegal, Pikamain.
It's not illegal because I said so.
I'm shaking my head at you.
Pushing open...
No!
Okay.
Pushing open one of the doors, a wave of sound flooded my ears. There has to be at least 100 students chattering throughout the auditorium. I know I shouldn't still be surprised by the size of these classes, but it's just so much more than I expected. It's so different from high school. Out of the corner of my eye, I catch movement coming from the otter next to me. He gives me a pat on the back and a wink before trotting into the lecture hall, surprising me with a sneaky bump with his thick, large tail. The last part hits with an impact and I stumble a few steps into the classroom, both from the suddenness and his size. My stare lingers after him as he walks away, the boisterous attitude still exuding from him, his thick tail swishing back and forth behind him, his cargo shorts barely able to contain it. What a strange guy. But his demeanor is infectious. The suspenseful thoughts come from before are long gone, my previous excitement for this new experience returning. Even if I'm still extremely nervous. Despite everything, a smile grows on my face. I feel like an idiot, but it's freeing in a way. That otter really was a pleasant surprise. Calling it a conversation is perhaps too generous, but it did make me feel better. As I walk further in and see all the faces, that ever-present anxious feeling in my heart begins to win out. I glance around the room before seeing the otter taking his seat in the front, chatting to the people next to him. I wonder if he knows them, or if he just started talking to them like he did with me. Much to my surprise, he glances back and looks over at me, grin still covering his face as he gives me a thumbs up. The pressure of all the people in this room is still crushing my...
Crush.
Shut up.
The pressure of all the... We're in a classroom, Oscar. Shut up. The pressure of all the people in the room is still crushing my heart tightly. I think I can do this. Came all this way to start over, right? Now's the time to start. And there's students walking to the front and writing something before taking their seats. Not really knowing what I'm supposed to do for this class, I just follow the example of everyone else. When I reach the front of the line, I see it's some kind of sign-in sheet. None of my other classes have required attendance. In fact, it's one of the reasons my parents wanted me to come to this university. They thought if I wasn't so pressured to go to every class, I wouldn't stress myself out as often. Oh, baby girl.
How I wish every class had mandatory attendance, because then at least I'd go.
Unlike most of my other classes, there's no seating order at all. I'll just sit wherever I can find a spot. Slowly walking up the rows of the lecture hall, I spot an empty seat at the end of one of the top rows. It's right in front of a rather intimidating possum. He's wearing a leather jacket and his piercings catch my attention. Looks like a piece of his ear is missing too. And
Very stylish.
Very, very stylish, yes. Might not be my favorite, but definitely is my favorite in sense of style.
an intruding thought of someone sticking into a lecture hall to find a target to mug fills me with a bit of fear despite its nonsensical nature. I try not to make eye contact as I creep up to the empty seat. As I get closer, I can see he's already writing something down. On top of his desk is both a large book and a smaller notebook next to it with a few pens lined up to the side. He is dating and titling the top of the first page. It looks like he's more prepared than everyone else. I look at the few of the surrounding students and see no one else has anything close to this setup. I
used to do that. I used to do that when taking notes, writing up dates and everything. But then I found out that I never actually use it. I don't use it.
Yeah, on my school
Like I don't use the date.
on my school it was mandatory sparkles.
Mandatory.
Yeah,
I don't think.
the start until 9th grade, every class would start with us having to write down the date, something else, and the summary of what the class entailed.
We we never really did any of that.
I also never did any of that.
I mean, the schools I would go to usually also did have something in the morning, like at least once a week, where we would watch the news. That was mainly tailored for kids, but still the news, and then we would answer, questions on a sheet, about what the news was about.
The news.
The fucking news. My morning ruined. It was
That's-
already bad, but
Would you
It was
rather
already
it be
bad.
in the evening?
Ew. That would be even worse. Because the evening is supposed to be feeling better because the school's almost fucking over. Ruin it with the fucking... My 10-year-old brain did not like it.
Fair enough. Anyway.
I suddenly feel like a gigantic idiot for judging him, wanting to smack myself in the head. We're all here to learn after all.
I don't know if I changed Wallace's voice from last recording to this recording because we had to stop midway, so
Yeah.
but tasty.
But his attire and intimidating demeanor makes me feel like I shouldn't make eye contact with him. Pushing him out of my mind, I focus on sitting down and getting ready for the class. Approaching the empty desk, a fox in the neighboring seat catches my attention. He's looking a lot more polished and cleaned up than most of the other students here. He's wearing a gray vest with a blue undershirt. The collar is neatly folded and leads down to a pink tie. Despite how proper he's looking, he somehow also looks disheveled at the same time. His combed hair and fur is just a little too messy. There's more than a few wrinkles in his shirt, and some of his buttons are uneven as if he roughly forced them into their slots. I'm pretty sure the tie is a clip-on too. He's looking at me with an annoyed expression. I can see why the suit is free now. It feels like he's staring daggers through his glasses. Feels like he's going to stab me with just his leer alone. Hey, his ice-cold eyes are unwavering, but my nerves cracking as his gaze slices into me. Against my wishes, my hands begin to fidget in front of my waist. I didn't scream nervous, I certainly do now. Is this seat free? After saying it, I stare at him expectantly, but he doesn't respond for what feels like an eternity. Eventually, he shuffles over, which is unnecessary as we have separate seats, before looking at me with a rather bored expression.
Who should...
Who should be the love interests of Pikamain?
Bob.
Who the fuck is Bob?
Bob.
Pikamain.
From Aliens... No, wait, from Monsters vs. Aliens. Bob.
I don't remember that movie enough to know what the fuck you're talking about.
The blue slime blob with one eye.
Okay, that's fantastic. Joyful Ethan, can you please fucking read the goddamn line?
Fine.
That dismissive tone might hurt more than his stare.
That is my normal voice. Hello!
That dismissive tone might hurt more than his stare. But despite everything, I can't help but feel a wave of relief. It doesn't seem like he's all that bothered by me specifically. His attitude might come off as hostile, but I don't think he's malicious. Now that I'm seated, the fox acts like I no longer exist. I'm not sure if this is better or worse. The class is mostly the same boring, recycled introductory lesson that I've been getting all day. At least until the final 10 minutes, where the professor, an uncomfortably thin ocelot, gets our attention for one final announcement. Now, I'm sure some of you know, but for those who don't, for this class, 50% of your grade will be determined by a group presentation. As the ocelot speaks, his excited gestures contrast his spindly frame. Would have been endearing if he had been talking about anything else. An anxious feeling rises in my stomach at the thought of just doing a group project, let alone a presentation to an entire class of what looks like 200 students. Taking a glance over to the fox sitting next to me, he's looking even more agitated than he did before. He's cupping his head like he has a migraine, his ears poking through the gaps between his fingers.
Me too, buddy. Me too, buddy.
I'm tempted to try talking to him before ultimately deciding it's not the greatest idea. My attention is
What's going on in the background?
Hmm?
From your end, it sounds something is going on in the background.
Like what?
I don't know. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's some sort of noise. Some sort of noise for a while. I don't know what happened.
If it's this, it's my table. If it's this,
It sounded kind of like a car, or something. I don't know.
kind of like a car.
Or a vacuum cleaner. I don't know.
Are you talking about that noise?
There isn't any noise anymore.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know what you were talking about.
My my attention is dragged back to the teacher as he continues on. Your groups have been randomly selected. Here are your groupings. Oh gee, randomly selected. The middle-aged spotted feline starts listing off multiple groups. Even though none of the names will mean anything to me, I make sure I'm listening. A little part of me hopes I'm with the otter, though. It was really nice. First new friendly face I've had in, well, a long time. Came here for a fresh start, and making some friends is a good way to go about it. It's exciting in a daunting kind of way. Eventually, I do hear it amongst many others. Group F. Lucas Branley, Oscar Castle, Lily Rose, Ashley Scott, and Wallace Stewart.
Who do you think is who? Except Lily, because Lily is obviously none of the men.
Oscar.
That is
I don't know.
one of the names, yes. Who do you think that relates to? The otter, the fox, or the possum?
I think Otter.
Okay. The other two.
Is Ashley.
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 Is
Sorry.
Is it the possum? Because I feel like Lucas would be the fox guy.
Correct. Fantastic. Joyful even. 3 for 3.
Wow, I am smart.
Yes.
And then there's Wallace.
Which is
Who is he again?
Bestie! Apologies. Oh, I can't go back. Can I? Oh, I can. Smile. Gee, I wonder who Wallace is.
Oh!
Like, come on. Alright.
The grass fox.
Wallace is one of the dateables.
No! Wallace is me!
Oh, wait, you're a Wallace?
Bestie. Wallace Stewart is the name of the main character.
So you're a furry?
Pikamain, I do not know what you're getting at, but what the fuck? Shall we continue now?
For anyone who don't know, it's April 1st. I'm
Yes,
messing.
it's
I'm trying to
April.
mess with them. I'm trying to mess with them.
You're so mean to me. Anyway.
More so than usual.
Tisk tisk. Anyway.
Cross Fox next to me lets out a muffled groan through his hand in disgust, clearly not happy. His tail has bristled underneath his chair, making it appear pointy and unwelcoming. He is likely in the group with me. I would introduce myself, but I feel like I wouldn't exactly get a warm welcome.
Hi, hello, I am the professor, I forgot.
You'll be meeting with your groups on Wednesday, though feel free to contact us before then. All your fellow project members' students' emails will be sent to you within the hour. Next session will be completely dedicated to outlining your presentation and what will be expected. Well, that's it for the first lecture. Hope you've had a wonderful first day of the semester. Dismissed. There's a burst of movement as everyone rushes to get out of class. Ignoring the rush of movement around me, I stretch out my back as I stand up, feeling my spine click in a satisfying way. Oh, man. I didn't realize how hunched over I've been all day. Speaking of which, time to put myself not hunched over. As I'm packing my laptop away, my eyes are drawn to the student sitting next to me. His aggressive aura is catching my attention. The box next to me is seething as he quickly stuffs his books into his bag. He looks agitated, much more than someone should be. I know I should just leave this alone, but... Hey, are you... Is everything alright? You seem kinda upset. My ears burn intensely, embarrassment flooding all my senses. Feel everything heat up as if 1,000 eyes turn towards me, even though I know no one cares. His movement stops as he twists his head to look at me. Those cutting eyes of his staring directly into mine. But after a short moment, much to my shock, they start to soften. They look much sadder now, and I can't help but wonder if I made everything worse. To my surprise, however, he addresses me for the first time since that dismissive response from earlier.
No, it's fine. I just don't like presentations.
There's obviously more to it, but he doesn't seem to want to share. His voice is softer, but there's still that cool edge to it, like he's cautious of me. He's...
Because I'm cool.
No, he is the most uncool bestie ever, and I love him for it. Lei is the cool, calm, and collected type. Lucas?
I'm cool.
No.
What do you mean, no?
The fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
I already read
What
your
am I-
entire
what am I
route. I
talking
know what you are.
I don't know. What am I talking about?
Man, I swear to God, you can stop the spit now.
Wait, where were we? Oh, he got an accent. I didn't. Oh. Sounds southern. Oh.
He's got an
Sounds
accent I didn't
southern.
notice earlier. It's subdued, but it sounds southern. It's like he's actively trying to articulate his words to compensate, but it's still recognizable. The most standout part was his tone. Somberness, and it holds a lot of weight. It's then that I noticed that the charcoal black fur behind his glasses is matted down as if he's been crying recently. A very familiar feeling tightens my throat. I want to reach out and comfort him, but there are too many walls between us. It would be hollow, too. I don't know what he's feeling. As much as I wish I could say something to make him feel better, it's best that I don't bother him any further. My eyes are lingering on the fox as I walk away. His attention returns to his bag, but his movements look slower now.
I
probably should be paying attention to what I'm doing rather than focusing on the fox. Instead, I end up snagging the strap of my laptop bag onto the corner of the desk. A jolt forces my head forward as my shoulder is yanked back. It probably looks ridiculous, but it's also sudden that I lose my balance. Shock fills me as I stumble on the stairs, falling forward. Bracing myself, I stick my arms in front of my head and close my eyes reflexively. There's no time to think, only quick thoughts of panic before I slam against the ground. Or at least, I should have. I'm suddenly stopped in my place, and I hear a rather pained grunt in front of me. Seconds roll before I finally open my eyes. Where there should have been steps in front of me, I see a smooth, dark fabric instead. For some dumb reason, my brain immediately goes to the idea that the floor is made out of leather.
Honestly, I would too.
Leather floor. No.
Please test it just to be sure.
What?
I'm being pushed back, and it's only now that I notice my arms are being held. Now, understanding what's obviously happened, I look up to see a marsupial's face. His eyes are wide, and a concerned expression is soaked across his face. Deepest voice.
Deepest voice.
Deepest voice out of the three, yes.
Okay.
Jesus fuck. Are you okay?
What?
For a second, I think he has a slightly raspy voice, like he smokes a bit. Then I realized I think I just pushed the air out of him as he caught me. Yeah. I just wasn't looking where I was going. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I saw. I barely had time to catch you before you ate shit.
It's only as I shift to stand up straight that I realize that he's still holding my arm softly. The brushing of skin against my fur isn't one I'm used to feeling, and I can't help but feel a shiver run up my back. The pink skin on his hand is hard and rough, like they've been worn down. It's a stark contrast to his gentle touch. He does drop them at this point, looking relieved that I'm okay. There doesn't look to be an ounce of embarrassment on his face. Lacking his resolve, we look around the room for anyone staring at us, but there's only glances from curious onlookers. I guess they're lost in their own worlds. Or just good at hiding it. I adjusted the strap on my shoulder that nearly fell off, realized that my laptop would have still kept swinging. With a swelling feeling of panic, I quickly looked down to to check, all the embarrassment from earlier vanishing as where he replaces it. But my laptop looks completely fine, hovering just a short distance away from the stairs. There's a small fleshy tube between my bag and the corner of the step. It takes me a few moments to realize that between them is my savior's tail. Guilt swells in my chest again as I frankly tuck my back away, shoving it behind me. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Despite my panicked voice and worried expression, the first response I get is a deep chuckle.
Whoa. Calm down there, kid.
He lifts his hand in front of his chest, trying to calm me down, as if I was some kind of child throwing attention.
Thing is, taking much worse than a little crushing from a bag. And don't stress too much. Don't stress too much, or you'll lose your hair. And you don't want to lose all that.
Right, yes, I'm Wallace. Hello.
To emphasize his point, he flicks his tail around in front of him. It looks slightly red where it got wedged, but otherwise it looks fine.
It's like a bitch, but it's harmless otherwise.
The guilt in my chest stirs a bit more at that, but he has a toothy smile on his face, which makes it hard to stay sad. He seemed really intimidating when I first saw him, looking more like a thug than a student. But he's actually quite charming and nice. He still gives off a gruff, intimidating image, but he doesn't seem aggressive at all. I shouldn't have judged him so quickly. Despite still being full of worry, I try to return a smile as best as I can. I must look awkward and stilted, but he only nods in approval.
There we go. That's what I like to see. That look suits you much better, kid.
Even though he called me that earlier, it's only sinking in now. It's not exactly insulting or even infuriating, but I can't help but feel embarrassed by it. I'm not really a kid. I am at college after all. I gestured to the room around me, ignoring how abnormal I have to look to everyone around me. At that, he only seems to cock an eyebrow before giving a snort and turning around. He pulls his bag off his desk and carries what looks like a satchel. Giving me one more look over his shoulder, he walks away with one final remark.
Yeah, well, you're a nice guy, kid. Make sure you take care of yourself.
And just like that, the conversation's over. I can only watch as he walks up the stairs. I contemplate telling him goodbye, but I feel like it isn't needed. What I do notice while watching him leave does worry me, and bring back some of that guilt from earlier. He seems to hobble while he walks, clearly limping and favoring his left leg. It's not very subtle, looking as if he's completely putting all his weight on it. For a moment, I wonder if I caused that to him before pushing that thought away. A little shove against him wouldn't have caused that. He didn't even fall over. If that's any indication, he wasn't lying when he said his tail has been through some rough treatment. It's only as he disappears around the corner do I realize I never asked for his name, or even said thank you. Should I try and catch up to him? He did just save my face and laptop from what would likely have been a pretty bad hit. But as my eyes follow him, I notice something else. Between the bodies of students sleeping, I can faintly make out a figure leaning against the wall across the hall. It's the otter from earlier, and he looks to be scouting out all the students. What is he trying to find? Is he
What is he
searching for
trying to
someone?
find? I have no idea.
Gee, I wonder. Just as I'm about to head out, a noise behind me catches my attention. It's the sound of falling paper and some muttering. I look back, only to see the fox from earlier, looking just as bad as before. Actually, he's looking even worse now. His eyes are puffy and red, and it seems like he's about to start crying. Should I stay back and help him? But he didn't seem to really want me around. I might just make things worse. I look at the door. The bus will be gone soon now. I gotta make a decision now.
And that decision is going to be next episode. You knew that was coming, didn't you?
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. That is going to be the end of this episode. This episode that, just with the recordings together is 50 minutes. Oh well. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe to any of those things in any order. I don't really mind. And if the content on my channel wasn't enough to satisfy you, you can go over to Pikamain's channel.
Where I don't know.
This is not going to be posted on April Fools. Do an actual outro, you swear. I swear to fuck.
Where I mainly do voice attempts of different characters in visual novels, but we also read other VNs like Xianye and Kimia on my channel. Me and Will.
Yes, correct. And with all of that out of the way, even if you're only here for this episode, I hope to see you next episode. But even if you're only here for this episode, I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye bye.